It's working. Excellent. Excellent. How do you like the new view? Don't ask me how I've done this, it's just been done. But I'm just going to make this video today like this because it's a new... yeah, whatever. It's a new standard I'm setting, right? John's finest videos, we're taking it to the next level. What's going on, people, though? How's it going? The Flatline, man. I've made too many videos about the Flatline now. And I've sort of gotten to the point where I'm bored of talking about the Flatline. So I might as well just talk about something else in the meantime. The Flatline is still here, okay? It's not a sexual flatline. I've already said that before. It's more of an emotional, mental, psychological flatline where you really have lost, or rather you think you've lost a lot of the benefits, but you really haven't. They're there. It's just your brain's just playing mind tricks on you. It really doesn't know what to do. The dopamine levels aren't really high. You're not really enjoying everything anymore. But, you know, as you can tell, my self-assurance is absolutely fine. My confidence is absolutely fine. I still carry myself in a much more confident manner than, say, when I was back in the old days. So the mind games that are played by your own brain, it's all there to make you feel like shit. Okay, that's what it's there for. During this emotional flatline, the brain's goal, the mind's goal, is to turn against itself. Okay, it basically becomes your number one enemy. And it makes you think that you can't do anything. Okay, so when you think about doing your push-ups or your workouts, your brain's going to tell you that you can't do it. Okay, when it comes to other people, you're going to think quite negatively about them, or you're going to have delusions about them. Okay, because again, your brain wants you to feel like shit. Your brain doesn't want you to think that everybody likes you, or that you've got good relationships with people, or that you're just content with life. It doesn't want you to think that way. It wants you to think that life is going like hell. Okay, it wants you to think that life's shit, and you should just go back to your old habits. Now, we all know the reason we've chosen this path is because we don't want to be like that. We don't want to be the man that we used to be, because that wasn't a man at all. You weren't a man when you were fapping. You were a boy who was addicted to a very disgusting fetish and vice, and you know it, and I know it, and everyone knows it, that it just wasn't a good place to be. You weren't happy. Okay, so you've chosen this path. You've chosen a trial of manhood. Okay, you've chosen a difficult path in order to get better. That's not an easy task, because there's so many people, gentlemen, so many people who won't even consider taking a difficult path. Okay, so every time I start to feel down, or I feel depressed, or I feel like I'm not making the progress I'm in life, I always have to re-establish in my own mind that the very fact that I've considered taking a difficult path has already set me apart from 99% of people that I associate myself with. Okay, it's already set me apart. The fact that I consider doing difficult things every single day, and even if I don't achieve them, I've still considered doing it, and I've still put my best foot forward. That's enough for me to sleep at night and say that I've done my best. Okay, the fact that I even think that way, it takes a certain type of man, a certain caliber of man, to even consider doing these things, to better themselves, to reach new avenues, to achieve more goals. Okay, I remember doing a bit of research just last night about the Royal Marines. Okay, I spoke about it in my last video. I've always been passionate about the military. I've loved the military, the Royal Marines more specifically, and I've always wanted to join. Okay, I've always wanted to join. I've always just wanted to test myself, because it wasn't like the usual army. Okay, it wasn't like the tests aren't just tests. They are real tests of vigor, resilience, manliness, courage, right? You really have to be courageous to join something like the Royal Marines. The Paras as well, of course, and there's a bunch of other, favourite regiments or whatever. It's all down to you and what you like. Me personally, I've always appreciated and just admired the Royal Marines. Everything about their aesthetic, the code of valour, the code of conduct, the uniforms, everything about it really got me, and it's almost like I'm destined to join it. Okay, and if I don't join it, I'm doing myself a disservice. It takes a certain type of man, gentlemen, to want to say that I want to be the best. Okay, it takes a certain type of man to say that in the first place. So the very fact that you are doing nofap or semen retention, okay, has already set you apart from 99% of people. Okay, but it doesn't end there. Okay, yes, you can be happy that you are the 1%, but just like the Marines say, okay, and every other special forces or elite regiment in any military on earth, they say that there's a big problem with calling yourself elite, or there's a big problem with calling yourself special. because what happens is you become complacent, okay? And if complacency sets in, then the whole organization falls apart. Okay, that's why the standards have to be vigorous every single day. Every single day is a day of going your hardest, not giving up. Okay, it's something that happens every day. There isn't just a day where you get to take a day off. I spoke about it in the last video about complacency and setting goals. There is no room for these fucking bugs, number one, and number two, there's no room for complacency. There's no room for laziness. You can't be lazy, gentlemen. Okay, so yes, you are on semen retention. Yes, you are going to experience the highs of it, okay, because there are highs. Okay, there are highs. It's just that you can't rely on it to solve all your problems. It's a tool to get you to where you want to go. Okay, if you don't have goals written down, if you have goals written down that you're wanting to accomplish, then chances are semen retention isn't going to get you very far. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not going to get you very far. And if you're doing it for women attraction, well, it's not even going to get you that. Okay, it's not going to get you that, because you're focusing on women. Okay, and if you focus on women, spoken about before, you won't get them. You won't get them. There's some universal law. Okay, I don't know what it is. It is the law of attraction at the end of the day. Because when you focus on women and you want women so badly, you're coming from a place of neediness and lack. Okay, and that's the vibration that you're emitting. You're emitting this neediness and this lack. Okay, so when you're going about your pursuit of trying to get women, you are coming from a place of lack. Even though you think you're doing it from a place of confidence or abundance or whatever, you're not actually. You're doing it from a place of lack, and the vibration and the energy that you've already set is a place of lack. Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? So when you then speak to women, when you go out and you interact, whatever, you might even have a girl who likes you. You might even have a good interaction. But because you're coming from a place of neediness and lack, you're going to say something that's going to fuck it up. Okay, because you don't believe it in yourself that I deserve to be here, because you're coming from a place of lack. This is why I say don't focus on women. This is why I say don't put them on the pedestal, because the moment you put them on the pedestal, you're now bowing down to her, okay, and there's an energy mismatch now, where you're supposed to be up here and she's supposed to be, well, on the equal, of course. I'm not saying that she's less than you, but when you're qualifying for a mate, you need to be coming from a dominant position. You have to be, because you're buying, okay, you're buying someone. In some sense, okay, what you're doing is when you're getting into a relationship, you are qualifying people who meet your standards. You can't come from a place of lack. You can't say, I want to join your party, okay, they're up there, and you're like, I want to come to you. That doesn't work, does it? Because it's a vibrational mismatch. There's an energy mismatch. So when you're constantly trying to get up there, and you just want to claw at her, and you want her, and you put her on the pedestal, which she's going to treat you like a bitch, okay? Every man that's ever had experiences with women has gone through that phase where they were chasing women, okay, where they were chasing women, and that means she was up here. That's what chasing women means, right? She's up here and you're here, and you're chasing. You want to go up there, but then there's a simple a reversal that you just do. It's that you put yourself on the top now. You just say, look, I'm important, I'm special, okay, or at least I value myself, and you are a human being. What can you do to make me want to choose you? Okay, and here's the funny thing. Again, I'm going a bit off tangent when it comes to this, but I think it really needs to be said multiple times. You know, the main issue why men don't get women, or they don't succeed with women, or they don't have a good relationship with women, is because they just don't value themselves. They just haven't put themselves forward, and they're constantly looking for external things to satisfy them. Okay? Now, I'm going to go off the women's subject because I've already made too many videos about it. But if you want more videos of it, just send me a fucking message and I'll continue talking about it or whatever. But semen retention, nofap, it's not going to get you your goals. It's not going to do that. It's not going to get you women, okay? By itself, in and of itself, it won't do any of those things. It's just a tool, okay? If you continuously sit there and say, I'm waiting for the benefits, I'm waiting for this, I'm waiting for that, it won't come. It won't come. You'll only experience the benefits when you become courageous. You're going to get an edge that makes you more courageous, yes. You're going to get an edge that makes you more bolder. You're going to get an edge that makes you feel more self-validated, okay? I went through the phase. When I was in the high phase of this nofap journey, I was self-validating myself, okay? I was not seeking external sources of validation at all. I was exceptionally confident from the inside, even though right now I'm still self-assured and I believe every word that I'm saying is coming from a place within, okay? The feeling isn't 100%. I'm going to be honest with you. The feeling is not 100%. because there's just this psychological change in the head, okay, which has just turned it all off. And again, I told you the reason why that happens. It's the brain trying to trick you into thinking that you don't have any benefits, okay, that this isn't working, that whatever you're doing isn't sufficient, okay, so just go back to your old habits. That's what it's trying to tell you. And you've got to see it as the devil playing a trick on you, the devil's advocate playing a trick on you or whatever, because that's all it is. That's all it is, okay? This video hasn't really got a point, to be honest, but I guess the real point is semen retention or nofap isn't going to do it in and of itself. It's not going to do it. You have to set goals, okay, and then go and pursue those goals, okay? When you then pursue those goals, what you will find is you will have more of an edge. You will get more motivation to do it, okay? So let's say you say, I want to do 50 push-ups, okay? And usually you only do 30. Well, what's going to happen is when you do those 30, if you're on semen retention or nofap, you're going to get an extra oomph, an extra push that says, I want to keep going until I hit 50. And you're going to get mad. You're going to get angry at yourself when you can't do the 50. Okay, that's the beauty of semen retention. That's why it's so good, because it gives you the edge that you need. Same goes for talking to women, okay? You will probably still feel anxious when you see a pretty woman, okay? And anxiety when it comes to women is simply you getting a dopamine rush and you don't know how to deal with the dopamine rush. I realised that. When it comes to you seeing an attractive woman, you get anxiety, intense anxiety, but really it's just the dopamine is so intense because there's a potential of you mating with a very attractive female, okay? It's a fucking biological imperative, right? But the dopamine's so intense that you're anxious because you don't know what to do with the dopamine, okay? So what I found is you've got to just ride the dopamine wave as it hits you. When you see an attractive woman, let's say you make eye contact, and you get that internal rush, you've got to ride it, and then you've got to act with it rather than against it. A lot of people resist the anxiety and they say, I don't want to do this, and they pretend to be bigger than they are and whatever. That doesn't work. That's going to make you come across as insecure, okay? Most likely you're going to feel insecure yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you. So you just got to ride the dopamine, you've got to ride the anxiety, and just as like when the flatline comes around, you have to ride the flatline as it comes. It's going to throw delusions at you, it's going to throw all sorts of mental madness at you, okay, in an attempt for you to relapse. But here's the thing, your brain in the rewiring process has actually molded, it's changed now, so it doesn't find pornography as stimulating or as attractive as it was. So even though the pathways are there, half of them are incomplete, okay, because half of the neurons have died out. You've obviously got more dopamine receptors now as well when you're on the longer streaks, okay? But so the pathways are there and they want to go to the same habit that you used to have before, but some of them are died off, so you won't be able to complete the act. So the brain doesn't know what to do. This is just a part of rewiring. Yes, there's going to be confusion. Of course there's going to be confusion. You have to understand that there's going to be anxiety, there's going to be depression, there's going to be all of these things because your brain doesn't know what to do. Your brain has no idea how to rewire itself. Well, it does have an idea how to rewire itself, and it is rewiring itself, but it has to go through the period where it is rewiring, and it doesn't know where to go until it eventually finds a new pathway which is going to attack. So you've got to find good, healthy habits, okay? Working out, meditation, cold showers, socializing, right? Doing something that you love. I like doing YouTube videos. I like making YouTube videos to inspire people, okay? I'm working on my fitness. I'm working on learning Russian, Italian and French all at the same time. I haven't been as committed as I should have been lately, but I'm still doing Russian every day, okay? I need to do more Italian and more French. Sorry to my French or Italian viewers. And reading books as well, of course. Reading a chapter is essential, okay? So I want to rewire my brain to like good, healthy habits. Eating healthy as well, you know, all of that stuff, okay? And listening to audiobooks as well, that's a really big one. You are what you consume. I've said that before. You are what you consume. If you consume shit, you are going to look and act and feel like shit. If you consume good, you are going to feel good. You're going to act good. Your day and life is going to be good. You got to do that, okay? That's going to be it, gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.